14 weirdest and coolest Fallout 4 secrets and Easter eggs that will make you want to replay it immediately. Fallout 4 is jam-packed with all kinds of secrets and Easter eggs. In fact, there are so many goodies that there's a good chance there are some things you missed. A lot of these secrets are actually pretty weird too, as you'd expect from a Fallout game. So, let's take a look at them. The Charge Card. While you're exploring the ruins of Boston, there's a chance you'll come across a character named Parker Quinn. Quinn will sell you a charge card, which he essentially describes as a credit card. He charges 110 caps for it, but no matter what you do, you'll never find a use for it. He's hard to find, and it seems like an obvious scam at first. That is, until you play Far Harbor. There, you'll find a character who will randomly redeem the card for 100 caps. It's a lot of setup and mystery for such a small payoff. Nirnroot. In Bethesda's other series, The Elder Scrolls, you'll come across plants called Nirnroot. You can use this plant to make various potions. If you find yourself in the Brotherhood's flying ship, the Pridewind, it appears the Brotherhood is trying to figure out what the plant is, as it's labeled simply as experimental plant. The Cask of Amontillado. When playing the Minutemen route, you'll eventually be tasked with recapturing the Minutemen's old base, known as the Fortress. In the same room, you'll find the long-dead general. You'll also discover a skeleton chained up inside a broken wall. There are also several bottles called Amontillado. This is a reference to the Edgar Allan Poe story, The Cask of Amontillado, in which a man captures and chains his friend up who he believes insulted him. He then buries the man in a wall, still alive, in a room full of the expensive Amontillado. A piece of the Nostromo. This is perhaps the most well-hidden reference in the game. At a random railway station located on a box on a high shelf, you'll find a strange piece of metal. One side has some components on it, and the other side is blue, but if you look closely, you'll find a series of numbers. These numbers are actually the same numbers displayed on a computer screen in the film Alien of a computer monitor displaying info for the Nostromo, the name of the ship the movie is set on. It turns out this metal is a piece of the ship. The Swedish Metal Band. On a random computer terminal in a random military base, you'll find a diary entry that sounds like it was written by a madman. It'll talk about how the person writing it can hear strange noises over a radio and random letters. The letters are D, E, and K, and the name of the person writing the entry is J.P. Rinks. This is another obscure reference, this time to the Swedish metal band Katatonia. Their lead singer's name is Jonas Rinks, and one of their album titles is Dead End Kings, or D.E.K. Is that you, Deckard? At the mass fusion containment shed, head around to the back and climb up a ventilation pipe. It'll look oddly like a platform to walk up on because that's exactly what it is. You'll then have to jump behind you onto an air conditioning unit, then up onto the ledge of the roof behind that. Once you're up on the roof, you'll find an homage to the final scene of Blade Runner, with a man looking a lot like Deckard and a synth, both dead. Lone Wanderer Motorcycle. If you ever come across a motorcycle on your travels, you might want to stop and take a look at the side. That's because a lot of motorcycles in the game are branded as Lone Wanderer. Lone Wanderer is what the player character in Fallout 3 is referred to as. Die Hard and Lethal Weapon. At the BAD-TFL regional office, you'll come across the police chief's terminal with another diary entry. On it, you'll find a report about two cops named Willison and Gibbs who have been causing the chief some trouble. Willison was caught destroying private property, and Gibbs has been taking risks and unnecessarily putting his life on the line. The chief also says he's happy that he's about to retire in 3 days. If you rearrange some letters in Willison and Gibbs, you'll get Willis and Gibson, the two starring actors in Die Hard and Lethal Weapon, respectively. Kid in a Fridge. If you explore the world of Fallout 4 long enough, you may come across a mysterious refrigerator in the middle of a junkyard. The only way to find the fridge is by naturally exploring and finding it, so you can't get to it by talking to people like normal. When you get close to the fridge, you'll hear a kid call out to you from inside. Upon opening it, you'll find a ghoulified kid who says he hid in there to escape the bombs over 200 years ago and somehow survived. This is of course a reference to the silly refrigerator scene in Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, when Indy took shelter in a fridge to survive a nuclear blast. Real Vault-Tec phone number. Eagle-eyed gamers stumbled across a Vault-Tec poster in the player character's house with a phone number on it. Although it's longer than a standard American phone number, it's 1-888-4-VAULT-TECH. It does actually work in real life. You'll get a 40-second or so audio file from a Vault-Tec employee telling you due to unexpected rush of phone calls, all Vault-Tec phone operators are currently busy. Good Will Hunting. Deep inside the ruins of the CIT, the pre-war section above ground and not the Institute area below, you'll find a classroom appropriately enough. Inside the classroom is a dead janitor from before the bombs fell underneath a blackboard. The blackboard has symbols drawn on it by the janitor, symbols that match those drawn by Matt Damon's character in Good Will Hunting, who was a janitor. Deacon is a stalker. Deacon, one of the key members of the Underground Railroad, is a mysterious guy. He seems like a happy-go-lucky, all-up-front kind of person when you first meet him, depending on how you play the game at least. But if you pay close attention to your surroundings, you can find him all throughout your travels, following you while in disguise. For example, you'll find him as a Diamond City security guard when you first reach the city, or as an onlooker in Good Neighbor when Hancock is delivering his speech. If you try to talk to him, he'll say one line to you, but you cannot have a conversation with him. A Titanic Secret. Deep in the swamp floor of Far Harbor, at an unmarked location in the middle of nowhere, you'll find a reference to the 1997 film Titanic. This hidden Easter egg depicts the infamous scene in which Leonardo DiCaprio puts Kate Winslet on a floating door after the ship sinks. In the movie, DiCaprio's character dies, even though theoretically there's room for him on the door. But in Far Harbor, both characters are long dead. Braying for attention. Another Easter egg in Far Harbor lies in Haddock Cove. There you'll find a series of holotapes detailing the lives and deaths of Bray Husky and his brothers, Braun, Luke, and Rowan. WWE wrestler named Bray Wyatt, whose nickname was Husky Harris, and the other names are a reference to his fictional brothers, the Wyatt brothers.
And that wraps it up. What are your thoughts about this? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and share it on Twitter and Facebook. And why not consider subscribing? We upload some really cool videos almost every day. Thank you for watching this video, and happy gaming!